Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you might be watching, tuning in to AB2C Broadcasting and Sports. We're here today in the lovely, beautiful Marsh Harbor, Abaco, with the president of the Abaco Basketball Association, Mr. Carson Mitchell. Mr. Carson Mitchell, please introduce yourself to our viewing audience.
Good evening, one and all. He said, my name is Carson Mitchell. I'm the current president of the Abaco Basketball Association. This is actually my third term as president of the association.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about basketball that you've seen in Abaco
So
over the years.
so far, the progression of basketball has been on a downward, upward spiral. As you know, basketball in the past, before I took over, the league was dead for about almost 10 years.
Wow.
So, we made a group of us made a conscious decision. We came together and said, you know what, this was always a sport that brought families back together. It was always a sport that brought the community back together. So we decided to get the association back up and running. And, from then it's been on an upward trajectory right up until Dorian. And, after Dorian, all of our facilities were destroyed because, we're presently still on playing basketball on the outside. But other than the facility issue, basketball has been trending upwards. The youth are getting back into the spirit of basketball, especially now. I mean, well, we only have one park right now that actually has working lights. So places to play have been, really downside for us. But other than that, the youths are excited about it. The league is going really well. We finished last season. We had about 8 teams that was in the league last season. This season we're looking for even more. We've also been, we've had questions about even starting up a women's league. So we're actually looking to get that going in the future as well. And hopefully, in the very near future, we're trying to get a facility that we can actually house basketball here at Abaco.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about your league is the only league that boasts as much national team players. Your league boasts the national team backcourt.
Yes, we
Um,
do. We do.
the entire national team backcourt is from right here at Abaco. Tell us about those types of things, those types of prospects.
It's really been amazing, and I have to put this in there. I say it's amazing, but it's sad because we've had, like you said, we've had multiple national team players.
Yeah.
We've had Godfrey Road. We've had Joshua Cornish.
Yeah.
We've actually had Joshua Cornish Jr., who played on the junior national team as well.
Correct. Right.
So we've had several players that have played on a national level, and not even on a international level. When you look at nationals like round robin, if you go back as far as 4 round robins, Abaco has competed in the last 4 championships in round robin, but yet we're one of the only islands that does not have an indoor facility to host our games.
That's better than Freeport, Grand Bahama. That's better than Exuma. That's better
Exactly.
than Bimini. That's better than everybody else that actually have multiple facilities in those locations.
Exactly. And Andres just got a brand new facility.
I even forgot about that.
I'm really happy for those guys, but
why they overlooking us?
It brings the question, what about Abaco?
Yeah.
And and what's happening because of it? Because of the lack of facilities. Because we're down by the weather. So if the weather is bad, we can't play. If it's good, we can't play. So what happens now is we have teams coming for tournaments, just like this one that's going on.
Yeah.
And they see our good prospects, and they take them into Nassau, and they take them into Freeport.
The better facilities.
But we can't blame them because we don't have the facilities to do what we need to do here in Abaco.
So facilities as a standpoint, I know we talked about preliminary about our media and bringing the notoriety that we come to this event specifically for that.
Right.
We see the development of basketball. Briefly, tell us why there's such an overload of talent and briefness here. Because the youth level feeds everybody else. Now, I could tell you a stat. The last 15 national champions in this country have had a player from Abaco that's left Abaco and were on it.
Well, I would say that because of this. I mean, and I got to put this in there first. I got to take my hats off to Coach Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Johnson has one of the best basketball programs that I have seen by far.
They know that, and that's where they take them.
His dedication to the youth and to the game of basketball is phenomenal. But one of the reasons I feel like the Abaco athletes excel is because of their background. Abaco people have always been a very resilient people. You know,
Definitely
it's
so.
always been our mission to be the best at whatever we do. And when these guys step on the floor night out and day in, it's their job, it's their mindset, it's engraved in them. Look, I got to be the best. I
Yep.
want to be the best. There can be nobody
There's
better
only
than
one
me.
way. Yep.
So it starts from the mindset, you know, and it's always been the mindset of the people of Abaco.
Finally, talk to us about Dorian, the past hurricanes and the relief, then bouncing back using sports as a convening point for that.
You know, Dorian was unexplainable. And I'll say this because I wasn't physically here for Dorian.
Hmm.
Actually, right before Dorian, I took a job in New Providence.
Hmm.
And then Dorian came. And like I say, everything was destroyed. All of our facilities were gone. Um, and it really put a damper on sports on a whole because all of our people were scattered about.
Hmm.
And the restoration, at one point, it was moving really slow. But like I said, Abigail has always been very resilient people. So because of the lack of government presence, I can say that because of the lack of government presence, Abigail people have really pushed forward on their own. And you know, people can say what they want, but Abigail people, they like to stand on their own 2 feet. So they really pressed forward and got this island to a place where it needed to be. And because of that, even now, the park that we're presently on, I got to take my hats off to our MP, Mr. Cornish. The park that we're presently playing on, it didn't have power, it didn't have lights. And you know, we sat down and we spoke with Mr. Cornish. He made sure that we got the power. He made sure that we got the lights turned on for the park, so we are able to host our games. But there's still much more that's needed to be done here in Abaco.
See his shirt, Abaco Strong, right here. The president, Mr. Carson Mitchell of the Abaco Basketball Association, doing it. Everybody lending a hand, built it from the ground up. That's been our report. Thank you very much for that. Have a great day.